Tonight on Connecticut's news station, breaking news out of Manchester. Flames at an apartment building. We're live on the scene with the latest. And a strip club investigation, what police are saying about their response. Plus, a homicide arrest.
And check on the kids in your family. Make sure that they're not doing any of that stuff, because if this happens to you, this pain never leaves.
Family members speaking out as the Elm City continues to see a rise in crime. And Michelle Draconis' case continues in court, why her attorneys want her GPS monitoring bracelet to be removed. And calls for transparency.
It is a shared responsibility to ensure that we have an accountable government.
The concerns from lawmakers about how the state is spending COVID relief funds.
Breaking news now on Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Jen Bernstein.
And I'm Ben Goldman. We begin with breaking news out of Manchester, where crews are on scene of an apartment complex fire.
Yeah, video showing the flames in the back of a unit in one building. The complex is in a busy area in Manchester near the shops at Buckland Hills.
Fox 61's Jake Garcia joining us live on the scene with the latest breaking developments. Jake.
Well, Ben and Jen, I can tell you that the Aspen Woods apartment complex leaving many displaced tonight as this fire broke out earlier today. Now, just a few moments ago, firefighters had begun to break down, but now it looks like they're attacking more hot spots throughout this. Take a look at this video that was taken by a resident of the apartment complex earlier today. The fire was reported before 1:30 this afternoon. Manchester, East Hartford, and South Windsor fire departments all responding to the scene, as well as the American Red Cross to help with those displaced by the fire. Now, in all, about 20 units have been condemned, with 6 having direct damage from the fire. We spoke with one of the residents who's still waiting to hear how damaged her apartment is.
My initial reaction was like, oh, that's bad, but it didn't seem very bad from the picture. Early on, it didn't seem crazy. And then it took me a few minutes, and I was like, okay, I should probably go check it out. But when I got here, it was very bad, up in flames, so.
Now, one firefighter was injured and treated for minor injuries, but no other injuries were reported in this fire. The fire marshal is now investigating this fire. They don't know the exact cause just yet, but they do believe it came from the back of the building. Live in Manchester, Jake Garcia, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Jake, thank you very much. To Tallinn now, where a Homeland Security investigation is underway at an adult entertainment club. Federal and state investigators have been on the scene all day. We want to check in right now with Fox 61's Samaya Hernandez, who is live on the scene with what we know so far. Samaya.
Jen, all of this is happening at the strip club Electric Blue Cafe. State and federal investigators have been searching inside all day, but they've been looking into criminal activity inside of the club for a while now. They say they believe that criminal activity and prostitution has been taking place inside of the club for at least several years. Now, town officials are suspending the business license, and that's effective for at least 30 days. But all day we've seen investigators from several federal agencies, Connecticut State Police, move in and out of that front entrance. Police even escorted a contractor from a professional lock and safe company into the building, carrying several carts. Now, federal investigators with Homeland Security investigations are involved. IRS criminal investigations and state narcotics investigators are also searching inside. The State Police Eastern District Major Crimes truck was here all day, leaving just a short while ago. Now, officials tell us that they've been looking into the club along with federal investigators for a while. Tallinn Town Manager Brian Foley says the investigation does not impact area businesses, which have remained open despite the crime tape around the club. Now, the scene here on Route 195 is causing a major buzz in town.
As a small community, news around here gets by pretty fast, so it's all interesting.
My friend just told me about it, and he's like, you want to drive past it and just check it out?
Commercial customers of ours calling, and the story is snowballing. So you have all sorts of things that people think are happening that aren't.
During the course of the investigation, it has been revealed that for several years up to and including the present time, we have reason to believe that prostitution and sexual activity have occurred on the premises. And as a result, we exercised Code 51-8 of our town code and issued the suspension notice.
And this is not the first time that police have been here at the Electric Blue Cafe. Back in 2021, there was an armed carjacking overnight around 2 o'clock in the morning. But again, federal and state authorities here executing a search warrant all day. They say they believe that prostitution and other criminal activity has been taking place inside for at least several years. The business now suspended for at least 30 days. We're live in Tolland. I'm Samaya Hernandez, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Samaya, thank you. Let's get to a Fox 61 follow-up right now, where a homeless encampment called Tent City in New Haven has been cleared out. It all happened this morning after weeks of warnings and an eviction notice. Fox 61's New Haven County Bureau reporter Julia LeBlanc joining us now live from the site at West River Park. Julia.
Hi, good evening to you, Ben. You can still see here some of the tracks from the trucks and the bulldozers that came here at 7 o'clock this morning to clear this place out. All that's left is some debris, but there is no tents left here at Tent City.
It's just not fair.
A group of people who used to call this place home are now saying goodbye.
I'm glad I was proactive myself, but I feel terrible for them.
Eric Pullen lived at Tent City, a homeless encampment, for 4 months. He backed up and left before the city took over. Early Thursday morning, public works crews cleared the place out. This after the city issued weeks of warnings, including an eviction notice. They found several health and safety violations on site.
So there's no perfect solution here. This is a very, very challenging issue. But staying here is not acceptable. It is not safe.
The city is offering storage space and directing people to a local homeless shelter, but many refuse to go there.
We decided to declare our backyard a human rights zone.
Mark Colville has opened his home at the Amistad to Tent City neighbors, joining others who have lived here for a year.
It was a very hard decision. It was devastating. You know, we built a community there.
Suki Godek and her husband left Tent City near the eviction deadline on Wednesday. They've been homeless since July, trying to get back on their feet.
The only thing I have is my husband. We just have each other, so like we didn't want to go and be separated. You know, so we chose to come here together and basically start from scratch.
But they're not alone. With the help of Mark and their new neighbors, they'll move forward.
It gives you an appreciation, you know, for what you do have and what's important in life when you know, you've had everything and you've had nothing and you see that difference.
Now, the mayor says that 3 people were living here at Tent City when they came to clear the place out this morning. After they had one final talk with them, they did leave voluntarily before they started to create this mess here and clean everything out. And now we were told that one person, a 4th person, who was the person in our story, Mark Colville, an activist, not someone who was living here, was arrested for trespassing because he refused to leave. We're live here in New Haven. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Now, the Fox 61 Weather Watch with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank.
Quite warm out there today. Temperatures ended up climbing into the low and even mid-50s across the state. Right now, we're seeing a blend of sunshine and some clouds, enjoying those later sunsets, that's for sure. Right now, it's 55 in Hartford, right around the 50-degree mark for the New Haven area, and low 50s in Waterbury. Winds. Hello, I just wanted to drink this in for a moment. We're not reporting any gusts at the moment, which is nice change of pace compared to what we were dealing with at this time yesterday. Heading into your St. Patrick's Day, it will be even warmer, but later in the day, and especially I think in the evening, there is a chance for a brief passing shower. This system looks really intense right now, moving through Chicago, St. Louis, but by the time it gets here, it will be in a much weakened state. So heading through the evening tonight, we'll see overnight lows dipping back into the 30s as we head towards daybreak. We'll see mostly cloudy skies heading into the day tomorrow. High temperatures will rise into the mid and even upper 50s as we head through the afternoon. And into the evening, there is a chance for a shower in a couple of locations, but I don't think that should stop you from heading out if you want to maybe enjoy some St. Patrick's Day festivities, whatever is going on tomorrow. Heading into the weekend, it is changeable. We're going to talk about which day is significantly cooler coming up.
Rachel, New Haven police announcing the arrest of 2 men who they say are responsible for a homicide that took the life of 17-year-old Kyron Jones. It happened on Orchard Place in March of last year.
Yeah, Fox 61's Carmen Chow joins us live outside of New Haven Police Headquarters with a message from the victim's family tonight. Carmen.
Well, Benajen, this arrest was made possible by a team of detectives that wouldn't give up on finding those suspects. The victim's family says that's great news, but still more needs to be done.
I just pray that things get better and nobody else has to go.
The sister of 17-year-old Kieran Jones grappling with a loss that may have happened a year ago, but still feels like yesterday. The family now only has these pictures of the teen to look back on.
He looked me in my eyes and he promised me that he was going to be okay, that he was going to stay out of trouble.
New Haven police say Jones was shot and killed on Orchard Place shortly before 9 p.m. 1 year ago. A group of detectives sifting through every piece of evidence to find justice for Jones' family. Chief Carl Jacobson with the New Haven Police Department commending his team for putting in the work.
We're not going to give up. We're going to keep working on these cases and keep moving forward.
Today, they announced the arrest of 20-year-old Rodrigo Ramirez and 22-year-old Corral Lee.
Ramirez is charged with felony murder, robbery in the first degree, conspiracy to commit robbery in the first degree, and carrying a pistol without a permit. Lee is charged with felony murder, robbery in the first degree, conspiracy to commit robbery in the first degree.
Jones was a student at Hill House High School. His family says he was acing his classes and always made sure he was hanging with the right crowd.
They don't know where to go. So they're meeting with other people that are not safe for them. So wherever the money comes from, we need help to help the younger generation.
Now, the two suspects are both being held on a $2 million bond and are currently in jail. I'm live in New Haven. Carmen Chow, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
It was so tragic, Carmen. Thank you very much for that report. All right, new video tonight after a shooting that left a man injured in West Haven. Fox 61 obtaining this surveillance video of that incident that happened on the property of the First Calvary Baptist Church on Dixwell Avenue. We spoke with Reverend Boise Kimber, who says more needs to be done to address gun violence in the community.
This is our home, and I feel as though our home has been invaded. We have got to continue to make drastic changes in reference to gun violence, in reference to individuals who are carrying a gun or who get caught with a gun.
At last check, the victim was listed in critical condition.